You finally bought a CNC. You assembled it, plugged it in, even watched enough YouTube videos to convince yourself you know what you're doing. That's good, you're gonna need that confidence. So now you're sitting here in front of this machine thinking, what the heck am I supposed to do first? And honestly, that's where a lot of people get stuck. So instead of trying to learn everything there is to know about CNC woodworking, let's just make something. We're gonna build one simple project together. And along the way, I'm going to, as my 5-year-old would say, trick your mind into learning some of the fundamental building blocks without feeling like you're sitting through a class. The file is there for you to download. Make it, mess up, make again, and hopefully learn something along the way. Alright, so let's talk the real reason that most people don't get started with their CNC. It's not because they're not capable, it's not because the machine is too complicated, it's fear. Fear of breaking something, fear of wasting material, fear of breaking a bit, fear of clicking that wrong button and that $40 piece of hardwood is now trash. And if you ever thought, I'm gonna learn this when I have more time, I can watch more videos, and when I feel more ready. Well, that's not a lack of skill, that's intimidation. And the CNC world doesn't help because online it looks like everyone's doing insane 3D carvings and inlays and perfect joinery every time with no issues. But here's the truth. The first goal of CNC isn't perfection. The first goal is proving to yourself that you can go from a digital file to a real life physical product without the world falling apart. Because everybody understands a tray. Keys, your wallet, your sunglasses, your phone, your remote. It's simple, it's useful, it can give you a quick win. A quick win means building your confidence that much faster. And here's why that matters. Because confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. Confidence comes from doing something small and repeating it until it becomes second nature. A lot of beginners treat CNC like they're studying for a test. Like they need to understand every feed and speed chart before they can get started. But a CNC doesn't work like that. A CNC is more like driving. You don't become confident by reading the manual. You become confident by getting behind the wheel. So let's break this down in a way that actually makes sense. So here's the best way I can explain why CNC feels overwhelming. Learning a CNC is like learning a foreign language. At first you hear people throwing out words like feeds and speeds and post-processors and step-over and zero. Yeah, my brain doesn't speak that. But here's what beginners do wrong. They think they need to learn the entire CNC dictionary before they're allowed to start. And that's just not how learning works. When you learn a language, you don't start by memorizing every word. You start with a few phrases that get you moving, and then you build upon that. If you want to cut this exact tray file along with me, I'm offering the file as a free download on my website. It's available in SVG and DXF formats, so no matter what software you're using, I want you to be able to jump right in and start making. For example, with this catch-all tray, we really only need to understand 3 basic things. Number 1, we're going to carve out the inside pocket where your keys and wallet, etc. are going to sit. Number 2, we're going to cut the outside shape of the tray. This is what gives you your profile. And number 3, if you want to get fancy, we can engrave something in the bottom using a V-bit. And that's it. That's the whole project. So instead of trying to become fluent overnight, you learn CNC like you would learn every language. You learn the basics, you practice them, you mess up some, and then you keep practicing. But eventually the words stop feeling foreign to you, and they just start flowing naturally. And before you know it, one day you'll say step over in a conversation, unironically, and without a doubt, your kids will definitely call you out on it. The goal isn't to understand every setting. It's to understand enough to pocket out an inlay. And then enough to cut a clean profile. And then enough to repeat it and keep building upon that. This is where the confidence starts. Because once you can preview your cut and understand what the machine is about to do, it stops feeling like a mystery. Now that we got the language part out of the way, let's talk about what beginners need to focus on most and what we could ignore for now. All right, now that we've established that CNC is basically a foreign language, let me see if I can break it down and save you months of frustration. Most beginners struggle at first because they're focusing on the wrong things. They'll watch a video on an intricate 3D carving, and yeah, that's cool, but then they skip out on the 2 minutes that actually matter the most, like making sure your board doesn't go flying across the shop. So if you're new here, this is the first thing I would recommend you focus on: work holding. It seems obvious, but if your material moves even a little bit, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if your toolpaths are perfect. It doesn't matter if the design is perfect. If the board shifts halfway through your tray pocket, your CNC will happily keep cutting, just in the wrong place. No two projects are the same, therefore no two clamping methods are the same. For every different projects, I'm probably going to clamp it a different way. But what I will be consistent with is making sure that the workpiece is holding solid, there's room for the router, the bit, and the dust boot to move freely, so that when I hit start, the only thing moving is the bit. The second thing that matters most is zeroing. Because your CNC isn't smart, it's just a really good listener. So if you tell it the material starts here, it trusts you. If you're off by 1/8 of an inch, the machine won't question it. It'll just cut your tray 1/8 of an inch into the spoil board. So that's number 2. Remember to be consistent with zeroing your bits. And the third thing I want to mention is sort of your last line of defense: previewing your toolpaths. Think of this as your safety net. If you can look at the preview and understand what's going to happen, the CNC gets way less scary. If the preview doesn't look exactly how you want the workpiece to look, it's a full stop. It's time to go back and tweak some settings. Now here's what you can ignore early on. You don't need a huge assortment of bits. You'd be amazed how much a 1/4 inch end mill can accomplish. You don't have to have a $1,000 spindle, a touch probe, a fancy clamping system, or some huge spreadsheets of speeds and feeds. You can learn a ton with an end mill, some double-sided tape, and the willingness to just try. Now let's talk about the things that take beginners out early. A large majority of CNC mistakes are not the machine's fault. Because remember, the machine's a really good listener. We need to be better communicators. Small mistakes can quickly feel like the end of the world. And I'm not saying this from theory. I've done all of these more than once. Trap number 1, clamp placement. Now that we clamped the board down perfectly, we cannot forget that the machine needs room to move. The CNC doesn't care that you just bought those clamps. It'll chew them right up anyway. When I'm asked why people find the CNC intimidating, it's because mistakes happen fast, and they can be costly in both time and materials. Because once you hit start on that machine, you don't get 5 minutes to rethink your decision. You get a moment of second guessing, then the machine starts cutting. Trap number 2 is overthinking feeds and speeds. And yes, they matter, but what I would recommend is to download the data sheet of whatever bits you're using and load them into your software. This will get you close, but if you're just starting out, you can run conservative settings. Do a test cut and adjust as you go. Start with the scrap, run the material, see how that reacts, and learn what the machine sounds like as it's going in and out of the piece of material. All right, so this is why you do a test cut. Either my shape here shifted, or it's possible I had a wrong bit selected. I've seen that happen in the past. So we're gonna go back through Vectric and figure that out, but this is exactly why you do that test cut. Trap number 3 is rushing the setup. And beginners and seasoned vets both fall into this category. We can spend hours designing a file and prepping our material just to get impatient and rush the boring part, something we'd probably done over and over again. Trap number 4 is not re-zeroing. When you change a bit and you don't re-zero, your pocket depth will be wrong. And suddenly your valet tray isn't a tray anymore, it's Swiss cheese. And here's a bonus trap. Don't start with a project that's too complicated. If your first project is a 3D carved 2-sided inlay, you're trying to run a marathon before you even walked around the block. That's why I think a project like this tray is great for beginners. It's simple, it's repeatable, and you can build upon it with the fundamentals you learned for the next projects. All right, this is the part that I really want to hammer home. Mistakes are not the enemy. They are paying your dues. And the only people who don't make mistakes are the people who never turn their machine on. I hate to break it to you, but if you're waiting to feel ready, you're going to be waiting forever. Because confidence doesn't come after one cut, it comes after several. The trick is learning how to fail smart. And what I mean by that is, don't make your mistakes expensive. Use scraps, use cheaper wood, and run air test cuts. This is why preview and simulation are so important. The preview is basically your CNC showing you what it's about to do before it does it. That's like getting the answers to the test before you take it. You should probably use those. Take this oval tray for example. The first time you pocket this out, maybe you'll realize your step over is leaving tool marks. Maybe the outside edge of the tray isn't quite thick enough for your liking. Maybe your depth was a little too shallow. These are not failures, it's valuable information. You don't master it with one perfect result. You learn it by 10 imperfect results and you build upon it each time. That's why I think this tray is such a great beginner project. You can run it again and again, and each time you can focus on one improvement. A cleaner pocket, a better edge finish, faster processing time. And that's how you build those foundational skills. And as the great Michael Scott once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. Because momentum is what shifts confusion into confidence, this is where the CNC journey starts to change for people. If you make this valet tray once, you'll probably learn something. If you make it 5 times, you'll start understanding your machine. And if you make it 10 times, you'll realize the CNC isn't that scary after all. It's just another tool in the shop here to assist you in creating. Here's what I want beginners to focus on. Pick one simple project, use the same material size, use the same bits, run the same toolpaths, and practice the workflow until it feels natural. If you've been waiting for a sign to start, this is it. If you only take away one thing, I want it to be to not let the CNC intimidate you. Make the cuts, learn the lessons, earn the skills, and just keep showing up.